that's okay because I didn't send all my guys, and now that the smoke is there, I can sprint forward and hope not to get spotted. But so let's say we're playing on with payback, which we are, and I buy a Sherman and it dies immediately. All these people are like, hey, you're just gonna buy another Sherman because it's on with payback, so you get your points back. Oh, I see these sandbags in the fog of war, so I know there's an enemy there, so I redirect my submachine gunners. They're like, you're just gonna get your points back. That's stupid. And you don't get your points back. It takes forever. Lollybo just lost the Sherman, right? He can't go buy another Sherman. He can buy, like, with the points he just got back, like a submachine gun infantry squad. It's gonna be forever till he has the points for a Sherman again, because his Sherman just died. And if he's got two choices now, he can buy something cheaper, like a submachine gun infantry squad, or he can wait forever to get a Sherman. If he buys something cheaper, now he has even worse units against the same stuff that just killed his Sherman, so he's either got to start playing better, or it's just going to get worse. His submachine gunners are going to die, then he's only going to have enough points for tank crewmen, and then his tank crewmen are going to die, and he's not going to have any points, and he's just going to sit there with nothing. Or, that's not quite how it works, you don't lose points that fast, but or he's going to wait forever and buy a Sherman, and while he's waiting, the enemy is just going to get a better position and move forward and take more points and secure the middle and all that stuff. So it's not like you lose something like the stupid M8 that I spent forever repairing, and then suddenly the turret and main gun get destroyed by the Puma that just shot in the first place. It's not like you get your points back immediately when something dies. And importantly, since you don't get your points back immediately, you have to either buy something cheaper, which is even more likely to get killed, or you have to wait forever and let your opponent get a better position on the map. So it's not like losing stuff doesn't hurt you, and in fact losing stuff hurts you quite a bit, because on no payback, when you lose some unit, you can just immediately buy the counter to whatever killed your unit, because there's nothing holding you back from spending all your points immediately. My mortar is doing some serious damage. I was having trouble taking this middle point, so I figure I'll get a mortar to provide cover support, and I lost all the men I sent in, but the mortar did some serious damage too, and I figure it's going to keep doing damage. I put it sort of down the hill a bit, and especially behind that house. The house is very important in terms of providing cover. You want your mortar out of the way as possible. That's very difficult to do on this map, but I did find a place. And he'll have to worry about flanking, but not too much because that's pretty deep water, so they're probably going to have to take the land. And I see enemy mortar shells start falling in, so I get my people out of there, or more specifically I try to get my people out of there, and I get a person out of there. And unfortunately the Puma just drives right the fuck up and shoots my mortar, so I wasn't really anticipating that. But that's one way to get a flank in, just go straight forward. Luckily, Lollybo's got his AT gun set up, so it pushes the Puma back off. But on no payback, you can blow all your points in like 10 minutes or something, right? They trickle in, but it's like a very fast trickle. It's like a fire hose, and you typically can buy much more expensive things much more quickly. So if something kills your Sherman, you're like, oh, that's okay. I'll buy an well, let's say a martyr kills your Sherman. You're just like, okay, I'll buy an anti-martyr unit. Bam, and you buy that right away, and you kill the martyr, and now you're like, you've got it. It's like a zero-sum game, right? There's no, do I buy a unit immediately and try and make do with less, or do I wait a while and let them get a better position? No, you just buy whatever the fuck you need, and then you get 3/4 of the way through the game, and everyone's spent all their units on like instant counters for the other things, and they got nothing left. So I managed to crawl forward. I didn't even know what was there. It turns out it was a Pack 40, but all I knew was that there were sandbags there, and there was probably going to be people there, because those are the sandbags that weapon crews set up, so I figured there's a weapon crew there. And it turns out I was right. It was a Pack 40. And since I recrewed my mortar with tank crewmen, I believe, I decided to make an assault on the middle, and immediately once I saw enemy infantry, I just pulled back. I'd let my mortar shell them for a bit, and once it looks like it's safe, once again, towards the point with the infantry, and uh-oh, it's enemies, so I hit spacebar to go prone, and I start crawling forward, and I figure my mortar will handle that guy. It turns out they won't, because they're dead from an AT grenade guy. I remember I was on voice chat, and I believe I was very angry at that guy, or maybe I was impressed. I think I was probably impressed. I was like, wow, he managed to get around behind my lines and take out my mortar. So that was a very nice job from him. Not quite sure how he snuck there. I'm guessing he went down on the left side of this island and just stuck to the couple bushes that there were. But in any case, very nice job. Also very nice job by Lollybo. He managed to advance all the way into the enemy's position, and I believe he stole a Pack 35 or Pack 40 or something in there. Whatever is in... Or maybe he stole the mortar. Yeah, he stole the mortar. So this is pretty awesome. He was actually asking me what he should do with this mortar. I think I was saying blow it up, but he didn't have anything to blow it up, so he was just sitting there. That's kind of like the time I stole the mortar in my torching churches video. You should watch that if you want to see someone steal a mortar and do some crazy stuff with it. But that's what lollybo was doing, and I believe he tricked the opponent into blowing up his own mortar, because the AI will often throw anti-tank grenades at mortars because they're technically a vehicle, and the AI will try and blow it up. And so while that guy wasn't watching, or while that guy was watching, the people he told to attack the mortar blew up the mortar himself. And it is just a stronghold over here. There are lots of people guarding it. You see my men being picked off one by one, although I did manage to decrew that Pak-48, and I was trying to let lollybo know, because there's 2 Pak-48s over here. There's one in the town, which I'm pointing out for him right now because I don't want him getting his Sherman killed, and there's the other Pak-40. So that's what took out lollybo Sherman. But boom, wonderful shot by his Sherman. I believe he was direct controlling that. I'm not sure if he was or not, but now it looks like there's no AT over on the right, so I think I'm telling lollybo to go ahead with his Sherman, or wait for my infantry to show up, then go ahead with his Sherman. Plus, I'm spreading out on the left. This probe in the left is basically me just trying to set up behind enemy lines and be ready for anything. I'm not planning any big offensives with these guys. I just want them ready for when things get hairy. If they ever do get hairy. Some things never get hairy. Naked mole rats don't ever get hairy. They're just naked their entire lives. I think naked mole rats are sort of adorable. I don't think lots of people think that. Squirrels are adorable, but they're very hairy. I guess the word is furry. So yeah, I'm moving in on the right. It turns out they recrewed the Pak-40 that I decrewed, so I guess we could have seen that coming because I didn't actually damage the gun. That does take out lollybo Sherman, and we're back to square one for this assault on the right. If you take a look at the points, they have 422, we have 254, so we are losing at this point. They've held the middle for longer than we have, so things aren't looking so fat. Why did I say so fat? Things aren't looking so hot. Although I was reading today, fat people used to be like sideshow attractions at like carnivals. They would pay some fat guy to sit in a chair, and people would come from far around, like in the 1800s and the 1900s, and they'd be like, holy shit, this guy is huge! And nowadays it's like everybody's that big in Walmart in America. And I just got completely destroyed by a group of stormtroopers, just absolutely mowed down. My submachine gun and infantry dudes like immediately killed, and luckily lollybo had some rangers, or assault infantry on the way. Maybe those are rangers. Assault infantry on the way.